Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the In Between the Stitches podcast. We're back. I'm your host, Brady Wilson, with my co-host, Chase Olswinger.
Nice to be back.
It is, and if you hear me coughing, I'm so sorry. So it's been a weird couple weeks. Obviously, last week not being here not last week, 2 weeks ago, not being here for my cruise, and it was Chase and Jordan, man in the fort. And then last week we were going to do one, especially since it was such a big week in DFW history. And your boy here, I caught a sinus infection on the cruise, and my voice was just completely shot. I think I sound fine now, but if I do need to cough, I'll make sure to do it away from the mic, and I'm sorry for any coughing that you might hear. But it has been a big week in DFW sports. We start with the Dallas Stars as normal, as you see there, who are 12-5-3, currently second in the Central, and only second to the Avalanche. Because the Avs are 13-1-5. They have one regulation loss compared to 5 overtime or shootout losses. We are fifth in the league in terms of standings, right behind the Anaheim Ducks. We're tied with them, and New Jersey, both with 27. All three of those with 27 points. Carolina has 28 points, and then Colorado up to 31 points. And if you're like, Brady, I don't know how the point system works. What does that mean in hockey? Point system is basically for every win, you get 2 points. Every game that goes into overtime, you get 1 point, and obviously if you win it in overtime or shootout, you get another point. So going into overtime, you do get a point for that. So it would have been nice to go to overtime a couple days ago for the Stars.
Yeah. Tough loss.
Tough loss puts it lightly. Ottinger had a couple goals that he probably should have saved, and then Rantanen had that unfortunate play. And I know Islander fans think it's dirty. I love this. Oh, yeah, the Stars are a bunch of dirty players. We were like second last in the league last year in hits. That's kind of been our thing is we don't really hit people. We want to go around you and, find lanes and do that. We don't really want to go through you. And, Gulletson has really kind of honed in the we're going to hit people philosophy. But so I don't know where this narrative that, Dallas is a bunch of dirty players and what? You're just saying that because it's happened one time now that I can remember where it was unfortunate. Rantanen gets tripped by an Islander, by the way. No one talks about that. His skates get crossed up. He's falling forward while trying to also skate and get the puck. And he goes into Romanov. I almost messed up. He's going to the Islander guy. I'm pretty sure his last name's Romanov. I looked at Chase for help, and Chase was like, I don't know either.
I wasn't watching then.
I don't know either.
I thought at the end.
Basically, people are going, look, he extends his arms. I'm like, yeah, he's extending his arms because he's trying to make a play on the puck. And I think it's just one of those, it's a hockey play. It goes really fast. Stuff happens. It sounds like he avoided major injury, but it's unfortunate. And then obviously you have the ending goal that goes in at 0.1 seconds. And I thought, yes, we've tied it. We get a point. It's awesome. And then I saw Robertson hit the goalie, and I cannot remember his name. And I was like, okay, I could see how they overturned this before they even initiated review. And I'm like, I don't think it's goalie interference because I'm like, I wanted to make sure, is there a rule that if a player is pushed by the defending team, is there a protection there? Because if not, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Because then you and I tell all my guys, hey, if they're getting stuff towards the crease, just start pushing them into our goalie. Just push them into him, and they'll call goalie interference. Yeah. It's a really nice cop out. And so I thought, okay, you can see Robertson. He's skating in front of the goalie. He's gonna go in front of him. Yeah, his foot might get in the crease. Feet get in the crease a lot. You're screening, you're making a play right there. And it doesn't look like he's going to make big-time contact with the goalie until the Islander guy comes in and pushes him into the goalie. Robertson's momentum, the line of where he was going, shifts to the goalie because of the contact from the Islander, which I thought, that can't be goalie interference. Robertson can't do anything. He's skating to screen the goalie or to make a play, to get a rebound, get a tip, which is a hockey play. It's legal. And then their guy pushes him directly into the goalie, which he was not going to go. That was not going to be where he ends up. He was not going to be where he ended up hitting the goalie was influenced by the Islander, not by Robertson. And I thought that can't be goal interference, and they overturned it for goal interference. And Patrick Waugh is a douchebag yelling at Rantanen that I hope that it's true that he was saying you're not going to finish this game because, like, obviously, he was, ejected. But I hope he's not saying, oh, yeah, we're going to take you out next game because, like, okay, that's cool. You're a douchebag. We get it. Stars play again tonight, I believe. Yes. They're in Vancouver against the Canucks, and then they don't play tomorrow, and then they play in Calgary. It's a 4-game road trip in Calgary on Saturday, and then next Tuesday in Edmonton to face the Oilers, and then a back-to-back on Wednesday with the Kraken in Seattle, and they finally come back home on Friday to face the Mammoth. So it's going to be a tough road trip.
Yeah.
4-game road trip. I think the Stars, obviously, Thomas Harley being hurt, they're weathering the storm, I think, and they're trying to weather. Jamie Benn's coming back. We hope that Matt Duchene is back soon. They're weathering the storm of these injuries until I think they can get their guys back.
Yeah, this is going to tell a lot about the team. I mean, when there's, unfortunately, players having injuries is part of the game, and you got to see how they battle adversity and see how, especially with the road trip, how they play. It's a good test. I know it's early in the season, but it's always a good test to see how your team can play shorthanded and on the road.
I can't remember his first name, but Capo Bianco. I'd never heard of him before this year, and he's making plays against the Islanders. So I'm like, hey, you need those guys to step up.
Yeah.
But the big news that we've missed, being a week out, and we got to move to the Mavs, is first of all that game last night.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about how the season's going so far before we get to the most important news.
Let's talk about the season first.
But
yeah,
I mean,
not going well. It's PSA. It's not going well.
To say I was, to be surprised a little bit. I mean, obviously, if AD's on the floor, their record is not 4-12 or 4-13, whatever it is. But again, trading for a guy who is known to be injury prone comes with consequences, and if he's not on the floor, you're not going to win games. So, meanwhile, Luka's averaging 40 with the Lakers. So,
yeah.
But no, I mean. Look, Flag, he missed his first game last night with an illness, but he's been amazing. He's been awesome to watch. It's insane that, we still have him on our team. But yeah, the team is just, they're just not good. And now they're ranked good defensively, but they're bottom of the league in offense. And I wonder why that may be.
Well, Chase, they say defense wins championships, and that's very, very true. But I think that there's an unspoken rule about that phrase that also means you have to score points.
Yeah.
Great, you prevented them from scoring. Let's say you're in hockey and you have the greatest goaltender in the world, and he only lets up 1 goal a game. But your offense is so bad you can't score 1 or 2. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
You have to have offense too. Defense wins championships, I think, is the most overused cliche in all sports.
I agree.
It's true, but you also have to have offense. You don't always have to have a game-breaking offense. You have to have an offense. You have to be able to score.
I would say football is the keyest sport, I guess you could say, when it comes to defense winning championships.
Well, even then, I think in football, actually, you may disagree because defenses can score points. In baseball, your defense is going to score you runs.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It can prevent runs, but it's not going to score you runs.
That's what I'm saying. Having a good defense.
No, I know.
In football. That's the highest probability of winning a championship in a sport.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't know why.
Having the best defense in football.
I had a brain fart.
Can win you. The most championships or whatever. But no, I mean this season. Look, you hope that Kyrie, AD, and all the guys can come back healthy, and we can see how this team looks when they're fully healthy. I mean, before we get to him, in Nico's defense, we have not seen this team fully healthy. A team of Kyrie, Clay, Flag, AD, Lively. That is a good team.
Yeah, it is. Clay's not been playing well, but...
No, look, it's not. Or PJ, you want to throw Flag at the 2 and PJ at the 3, whatever. That is a good team. And, look, as awful of a trade as it was, it's not like you got nothing in return. You just haven't been able to see that on the floor because of injury problems.
But then it comes down to Chase. If you can't see him on the floor, then... the trade wasn't worth it.
Well, of course it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it the second it was posted. Or it was announced. But in Nico's defense, we have yet to see that team on the floor. And when we did see that team on the floor, for one half of the Houston Rockets game in AD's debut here, that was a good team. AD had 35 and 12. Kyrie had 20. Great defense on a good Rockets team. And they won that game, but AD goes down, and then he's out, and the Mavs luck in the number 1 pick because of injuries.
Yeah.
The team is good. I'm not saying they're not good. Obviously, it sucks. If I could redo the trade, I would. But I want to see this team on the floor before all the talks about, AD getting traded because this team has no future for first-round picks in the next 4 years after this year. I want to see AD on the floor. I want to see this team gel. Because this team, like I said, if they're healthy, they can go on a run. I'm not saying they're the best team in the league, but this team can be successful if everybody's on the floor. But look, this season's going to be tough. I have no idea what to expect with the season. All I'm really looking forward to is just Flag's development. And I think every Mavs fan is just looking forward to watching Flag play and see him get better.
When you're on a bad team, at least a team that's playing bad, the only saving grace for you is okay, there's young guys that I want to watch. For the Jets, I feel bad because they don't really have a ton of young guys. You're like,
but they got good players. They have.
Well, they traded a couple of them, but the thing is with the Jets. At least with the Browns have this young draft class of Mason Graham and Harold Fannin and Quinshon Judkins Carson Schlesinger, who everyone, I think he was kind of one of those guys that people that knew what they were talking about were talking about him way before the mainstream media got to talking about him.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was buried. UCLA is a good program, but he was kind of buried at UCLA, where people weren't really talking about him as a linebacker. Everyone was talking about Jalen Walker and those guys.
But Browns are one of those teams. Sorry to interrupt. Browns are one of those teams that is a quarterback away. They have a top 5 defense in the league.
They remind me a lot of that Buccaneers team, not in terms of what they have on their roster, but where they are. Right before they got Brady, 2019.
Was Winston still there?
Yeah, okay. Right before they got Brady, they were, and obviously I think they're structured differently. The Bucs had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and they had a good defense. They had a really good defense. They had Bruce Arians, but I think that this Browns team's in a similar position where if they can just figure out how to get a quarterback, just a good one. Not enough. You don't have to have Mahomes. You don't have to have Allen. Just a good one. You have a chance to go to the playoffs and be really, really good because you have actually built a really good team.
That defense is unbelievable.
And
they for real have a top 5 defense.
And that's what's crazy is you have a great team while also paying Deshaun Watson a ton of money, and you're stuck with him. And he's not a good football player anymore. So he's not your saving grace. He's going to play badly.
Yeah.
I like what they tried to do with Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders, just trying to find anything. The problem that the Browns have is that they desperately need offensive line. They're an offensive line and quarterback away. They have receivers. They've got actually 2 good tight ends. They found their running back. They desperately need offensive line. And I think they have 2 first-round picks this year. Because the Jags...
Oh, because they traded for Travis Hunter.
The Jags decided they were going to sell the house for Travis Hunter. And I believe the Browns have an ability to either move up for a quarterback or... maybe, because I don't think this is going to be a top-heavy quarterback draft, you may be able to get him without having to get in the top 3. Let's say they're picking at 6.
Yeah, let's say it goes before, but
I'm just saying. But let's say they like Dante Moore.
Yeah.
Let's say they like Lenore Sellers. Let's say they like any one of these guys. So we'll get into more draft talk later. I don't want to spend as much time doing draft talk, but we've moved off of.
Considering we're on the Mavs segment.
We're on the Mavs segment. So that's fine. We'll get to football later. The Mavs are just your only hope is seeing your young guys playing, right? That's kind of where I'm with the Cowboys right now. Let's see the young guys. Let's see what we have in these guys and go to next year. But for the Mavs, is there anybody coming up in the draft that you know about that could be in the top 3?
Oh yeah,
that we would want.
Cam Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son, AJ Dybonsa. I don't know if you've heard his name. Guy at BYU, Darren Peterson. Those are the top 3 guys in the draft.
Because right now, that's my hope. Is okay. Let's suck and get a lottery pick. Wait, do we have our pick this year?
Yes, we have our pick this year.
Oh, thank God.
27, 28, 29, and 30. We do not. That's why the talks about
Tank.
But we have the Lakers pick in 29. Sorry,
Tank.
But the Lakers pick. They're going to be competing for a championship.
Tank.
What I would love to do.
Dumont. Tank. Get a top pick. I don't care. We're not going to win anything this year.
But remember, in the NBA, there's a lottery. And even with the Mavs being in the middle of the pack last year, still got the number 1 pick. So you never know how it goes.
No, I know that. But just get in the top 5 then.
I would be very happy with that. But what I would love ideally to do is rest AD and Kyrie for the year. Keep them. Try to get a good pick this year. Then you have your 2 young guys and whoever you draft and flag. with the addition of Kyrie coming back healthy, AD coming back healthy, and again, that could last for 3 games, who knows, but at least starting the season healthy, then with Lively and whoever. That's what I would like to do, but I have a feeling that, unfortunately, Dumont already took, he's already taken accountability.
Which I like. I like that, you know what he's
AD
saying.
might have to get traded just to get 2 first-round picks to have, because we don't have one for 4 years.
Is someone going to give us 2 first-round picks?
I mean, if he's on the floor, you may have to, have a hope for him to be healthy for 10 straight games. He goes out there, puts up 25 and 12, and then you trade him. I mean, that's just what it's going to have to be. But, we've taken a while on this, but let's get to the big part, the firing of general manager.
I wish, and I
Harrison.
don't think we can play it for copyright reasons. I wish I could feed the Hallelujah chorus into the stream. Just imagine it playing in the background. It was a glorious day last Tuesday when everybody wakes up and you stretch, wake up.
It wasn't even that, though. It was Monday where there were reports coming out about it. And when there's smoke, there's fire. There was talks about, Tim McMahon came out and said, it's not about if Nico Harrison's fired, it's when. And there was a report from Underdog NBA saying, the firing of Nico Harrison is imminent. And, these reports, they're not just coming from nowhere. They're not just making up fake reports. If someone's reporting it, there's something being talked about. Then you wake up at 9 a.m., 9:30, you get a tweet saying the Mavs are expected to fire general manager Nico Harrison at a 10 a.m. meeting.
I will say this, that when we all went to bed that night after that game, we all were like, I think even we and you text each other like, it's happening. Like it was like Christmas Eve. We're like, we know that Santa's coming and he's gonna fire Nico. Yes. We were all, and I know that my dad is probably gonna watch this and go, Brady, you shouldn't, cheer for someone being fired. I'm gonna cheer for him being fired. And here's why. Here's my moral reasoning for it. Number one, he's just awful at his job, right? I mean, how many times have you ever been in like a restaurant and there's a server that treats you really poorly, or you go like a mechanic and they treat you very poorly? You probably, in your back of your mind, are like, man, they shouldn't have that job, right? So we all do this. But why can't I do this for a person that screwed up my team? But not only do they do that, he's not hurting for money. If you want a waiter to be fired because they treated you poorly, well, that they're a normal person. This is a guy that's got millions of dollars. He's a millionaire. He's probably going to land with another company, probably not basketball, but he'll probably land in another shoe company. He'll go back to Nike. He'll go somewhere else, and he's going to make money. He's not hurting for money. So screw him. Screw him. I don't care. Bye. Go away. We're don't let the door hit you on the butt on the way out. We are happy to see. I am happy that you are fired.
Look, he's one single move ruined a franchise, and it's unforgivable. And Stephen A. Smith said it best. Nico Harrison, you're a good dude. I have no problem with you, but at the end of the day, you traded Luka Doncic, and you deserve to be fired.
And that's going to be his legacy. His legacy will always be not that, he built a finals team, not that he made the trades for PJ and Gafford, and everyone said they were poor, and it worked out. Not the guy that signed Kyrie Irving, and everyone thought, that's a terrible idea, because he did sign Kyrie, right? Or traded for Kyrie. He will never be remembered for all the good he did. He will only be remembered as the moron that traded Luka Doncic in his prime.
And then we have no first-round picks, because all those picks, first for Kyrie, first for PJ, first for Gafford. And guess what? I'm okay with not having picks if you have Luka, Kyrie, and that team for 10 years. You don't need a pick if you're going to be competing for 10 years.
Yep.
But now you did all that to build around Luka and traded Luka. So not only do we not have Luka, we don't have any picks. And we just, by the luck of the draw, this franchise got saved from Cooper Flag.
No, Flag. I mean, you got saved.
If you don't have Cooper, we've said it millions and millions of times, you don't get, and this could be any draft. Flag is the most, has the potential to be the most generational draft pick of all time.
He's got a chance.
I'm not saying he's LeBron and Wemby, obviously, are the top 2. But Flag's right there, number 3.
God,
the highest the highest, Biden draft pick coming into the draft.
Wemby, bro. Wemby's so good. And then you see he's out now with the cap strike.
Yeah, but that's not he'll get traded now, because that's what Luka had before he got traded. No, I mean, it's just
trade to the Mavs.
Luckiest. The biggest bailout in the history of sports. For making the worst decision in the history of sports to the biggest bailout in the history of sports. You don't have Flag, you have literally no future. No first, no up and coming. Like, there's no one on this team that would be like, development.
Lively's good.
Yeah, but Lively needs people around him to be good.
Yeah.
Lively can't go out there, call for the ball, post up, and score every time, dribble, create his own shot. No, he needs a guy like Luka and a guy like Flag to help facilitate. So, I mean, it's just, look, I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there that don't, that wish bad things upon Nico. I mean, I'm not a bad person. I don't wish him anything.
Yeah, I don't want him to die or get hurt. I just want him to not have a job anymore.
I do not like him for screwing over my team and trading our franchise guy and making him sad and hurting our franchise player. And just for being an evil person in the basketball game. Look, outside of it, man, I don't like you, but I don't care what you do. I wish you the best, but
I don't. But I don't want him to get hurt. I don't want anything physical to happen to him. But do I feel bad that guy tracked him down at a restaurant and told him to his face that he should be fired and all that?
Or that we still hate him. Look, that's still crazy.
I mean,
the dude's out for dinner with his family.
Should you do that? No. Are you kind of a scumbag if you do it? Yeah. Do I feel bad for Nico? No.
Yeah.
Not really.
That's what it is.
I don't feel. I have a hard time finding sympathy or empathy or any of the pathies.
You just can't feel bad for a guy
that did that to your team.
Traded Luka Doncic, who made everybody in the city of Dallas and just everybody outside of LA feel bad. I mean, random fans non-fans of Lakers, Bucks fans, they feel awful.
I've never seen a trade like that where it's
only Lakers fans were happy from this trade.
Not even that. Lakers fans, a lot of them were
we're
happy, but I have a hard time being happy because I feel so bad for you guys. And I've never seen that from a fan base.
Yeah. A lot of Lakers fans were upset because they lost AD. And AD was a big part of their championship run in 2020.
I remember Jordan telling us that, and I went, Jordan, piss off. I don't care. You just
got
got
the thing is, with Jordan, he'll be okay about that. You could be sad about AD being gone for the first week or two from once you get in Luka. But then you'll be okay. We, on the other hand, will not recover from it. But look, Dumont's doing the right thing now. He needs to, do a few more things. It looks like he's getting Cuban back involved. He wants to get Dirk back involved. He's saying the right things. And he's trying to get the franchise back on track, winning the fan base back.
Which he's doing. And he's doing a good job of that. You have to take accountability and be like, look, I'm going to do better. I listened to the wrong guy. I'm sorry. You know what? And I see him doing things, and his actions are speaking, and so are his words. And I appreciate that in an owner.
Yeah, I do.
That's at least willing. Because he could have been just, you know what? Screw the fans. I don't care.
He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to. He's the owner. He doesn't have to do anything.
But I like that he seems to actually feel bad and care.
Yeah.
And that tells me...
he knows trading Luka was a mistake. He knows. And
if you read Tim McMahon's article that he wrote about it, very interesting read. And, you can't help but, understand why Dumont feels the way he does, but also felt the way he did. Because, here's a guy that has, been telling you he knows so much about basketball. But this isn't and if you're a wrestling fan, you'll understand this. It's not like Vince Russo, telling WCW, I know what I'm doing, and then he really doesn't because it wasn't his success. This is, Nico has skins on the wall. Look, I built a team that went to the finals. Look at these moves that I've made that have worked out. So I know what I'm talking about. He actually had a pedigree. He had a record that was sparkling. And Dumont was like, okay, well, this guy, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to basketball. And at least he recognizes that, Jerry. And Dumont, at least, was like, you know what? I'm going to trust this guy implicitly. Now,
which was the right thing.
The thing is, it's not a bad decision.
If Nico doesn't trade Luka, then yes, I would have liked Nico to run every.
That's why this is such an unprecedented thing, because it's I can't fault Dumont for thinking that because Nico was doing a great job. And then he wasn't. And he made a move. And it's like Dumont, if you don't know anything about basketball, yeah, you probably don't know that trading Luka Doncic is probably a bad thing. I'm sorry. I know that sounds crazy to basketball fans, anybody listening. But try to understand from a non-basketball perspective. This guy's not a basketball guy. He's a rich guy that went to Columbia Business School, and he knows that stuff. He doesn't know this. So how was he supposed to know?
He owns what's it called in Vegas?
All he knew, yeah. I think it's the Sands.
The Sands, yeah.
All he knows is to put people that know what they're doing in the right position. And here's a guy that's doing everything right. So why wouldn't he trust him? I don't blame him for that. I blame him for not at least consulting other people about it.
With
Cuban, or just at least Dirk, because Dirk would have looked at him and went, I can't do a German accent, but that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Like, I think he could have talked him out of it. But I don't fault him for also trusting Nico, because Nico had showed he knew what he was doing.
Nico could have done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, once he built that team and got Clay, Grimes, and Najee in the offseason, he could have sat back and did nothing for the rest of his time in Dallas and been one of, if not the greatest Mavs general manager in the history of the
I don't know. Donnie Nelson did a pretty good job here.
I'm not saying he did, but if Luka, Kyrie win 2 rings,
Yeah.
you can debate it.
Anyway.
But Nico could have just sat back and just watched and let everybody get healthy and just wait.
He did do it.
But he was impatient, and he just made the stupidest decision, which cost him his job, and cost him
And you know what,
never stepping foot in the city of Dallas again.
And you know what I think? I don't think it was just the move that cost him his job, because, I mean, there have been GMs that have made terrible personnel decisions.
Well, I guess also him coming out and saying all the things that he said.
The PR around the team, the basically treating the fans like yo-yos, and they don't know what they're talking about, and that I have this grand vision. And I understand his vision. He envisioned this team that was number 1 in defense, that could just, stymie every offense in the league. And that's not a terrible plan. But when you sacrifice your scoring for that, your best scorer, sorry Kyrie, sorry, he's your best scoring option. When you sacrifice that,
He's just everything option.
like it, and then you again treat the fans like they're idiots and talk down to us like you're on Mount Olympus. Yeah, that's the PR on the team sucks, and Dumont, I think, hated that the PR around the team sucked. But we got to move on. It was a glorious day to see him fired. Hopefully, better days are ahead for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
The Rangers, look, there's not a ton going on right now. The Astros made a trade yesterday that I didn't want to bring up because I looked at every number I could, and I'm happy because they got worse.
Yeah, Dubon always kills the Rangers too.
Dubon kills us, but Dubon's a good player. He just won his second Gold Glove as a utility guy. He can play literally every position but like pitcher and catcher. And he plays them extremely well, having a positive defensive run save at every single one except shortstop, where he had a -1, but every other position he had at least +1 or more. A couple of them he had like +5, +6. And then they traded him. And he's not like, the Sultan of SWAT, but he's like a decent hitter. He's not terrible. He was really good in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Allen's not a good hitter and has never been a good hitter. And he's an okay fielder. My only logical option is they're trying to cut salary. But it's like, if you're trying to cut salary, you're going to trade Dubon? Like, that's how you're cutting salary. Trade Christian Walker. Get rid, you know what I mean? Like, get rid of your big contracts. Is Dubon is he due for a big arbitration? I didn't think so. So it's just a very perplexing move. But it makes me happy because I think it makes the Astros worse.
I think it does.
A couple more Japanese guys got posted today. I don't have their names in front of me, but there's been
future Dodgers.
There's been a lot of postings, and the Rangers are in a couple of these guys. Obviously, tomorrow's big things for the Rangers being the non-tender deadline, and will they tender a contract to Jonah Heim or Adolis Garcia? They are not going to tender one to Heim. I'm firmly in belief that they're not. I think they might tender one to Adolis. I'm 50-50. I could see them doing it, and I told my dad last night, so he's not going to hear anything new here. This decision is going to be one of the biggest ones Chris Young faces. I know that sounds maybe too ominous for the situation. Adolis Garcia has shown an ability to be one of the best sluggers in baseball. And he is still one of the best fielders. So you trade him, and he regains that 2023 groove. He goes to, and I actually think I'm already going to predict if he's not playing for Texas, he's playing for Philadelphia. He plays great defense, which I think the Phillies are going to covet. I think they're going to look at him as a cheaper, potentially even better Nick Castellanos replacement.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes to Philadelphia, which I think he's going to go, he hits 35 home runs, he hits like 260, and he plays Gold Glove defense, you screwed up. Knocks in 100 runs, finds is El Bombi again.
Not to mention, he's every Rangers fan biggest fan.
There's only one other pop that might be bigger in the stadium when they announce him in the lineup, and it's Seager. It's close. I still think it's Adolis is the best pop in the ballpark. So he's a fan favorite. So this is why it's a big decision, because but there are a lot of fans that want him gone. So if you let him go and he becomes great again, you screwed up. If he leaves, but if you keep him and he continues to suck, or not be as good as he can be, he continues to regress, then fans are going to be pissed at you. So you need to make sure whatever you make is the right decision. If you let him go, no offense, but you gotta kind of, as Chris Young, you might wish him well, but PR-wise, you're almost hoping he's not very good anymore. Because if he becomes great elsewhere, because fans don't follow logic. Fans are not going to care that he may not have found that form again here, and he had to go somewhere else to find it. They're just going to see him doing stuff elsewhere, and why couldn't you do that here?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a big decision for Chris Young. Obviously, we saw a report today that like the Rangers could be open to trading Corey Seager. At the risk of sounding like a certain somebody, I think that's fake news. And not that I don't think Evan Grant reported it. I know he reported it. I'm saying that I don't think there's any credibility to that report.
Luka, Micah, Seager, then what? Ranson's next? Like, is that it's just
shut up?
Is that just how it's going to go for Dallas sports? Just every team's best player is just traded?
I mean, that's the thing is it's getting frustrating, and so I don't know. I don't think Chris Young's going to trade Corey Seager. I think that would be incredibly stupid because he's one of your best. He's your best player.
I wouldn't trade Seager or Simeon, but why not talk about trading Simeon first before?
Yeah,
Seager?
I would trade Simeon before I trade Seager.
Like, I don't understand that, but whatever. I hope it's all fake news or it's just whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I'm frustrated by it because it's like I don't like they're not cutting that much payroll. Chris Young has said it's probably going to be around $200 million. Like that's not crazy. Like, and I still think he may talk Ray Davis into, okay, we're gonna, can I get to $210 million? I'm not gonna approach luxury tax, but like, can I at least like do something, right? I'm a little frustrated by a lot of the offseason talks. I'm kind of in wait and see mode. We could do the Hall of Fame stuff today, but I'm gonna wait until next week. Not next week, but in 2 weeks to talk about it. Or in a couple weeks because we just don't have the time today. We have to make it. I have something at 3, and it's currently 2:37. So we have to not hurry it along, but we have to move on.
To
football. Number one, again, now that I'm here to say this, R.I.P. Marshawn Nealon. It's really tough and it's very weird to grieve as a fan because I don't know the guy, but I followed him coming out of Western Michigan. I watched his film. I read about him. And then we, especially the guys at like the Cowboys draft that I watched, I feel a sense of connection to because I researched this guy specifically, and then he ends up on my team. I feel a little bit stronger connection to the guys that I've scouted. It's why, like with Mozzie, I feel a connection to that guy because I'd scouted him, and then we got him. So he was terrible with the Jets. It was really funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's not been
good.
good.
A video of
yeah, breaking it down. Yeah, I think
good.
everyone saw it.
Yeah.
It's just tough to grieve as a fan because you don't know the guy, but you still feel that connection to him. So they did a good job of honoring him on.
Great game
Sunday.
Monday night. Not much to say.
On Monday, yeah, it was. Quinnen Williams, I think, showed why he was worth all the picks that we traded, and to think that I think we got him for like 2 or 3 more years, something like that. So I mean, oh, by the way, James Houston signed a 2-year contract. That was very quiet. I didn't know it was 2 years.
When?
Yeah, apparently when we signed it, it was 2 years. It wasn't.
Oh,
it wasn't
I didn't
announced.
notice
If you go to our over the cap numbers, he's under contract for next year.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm like, really cool. We got him for 2 more years. We got him for 1 more year. That's awesome. That was when I looked and I saw like the announcement when they announced the deal. It didn't put 2 years, so I was like, oh, I guess it was just completely under the radar.
So I mean, Sam Williams is gone, right? I think.
Yeah,
Especially with Raku.
Yeah, Williams is a free agent after this season, and they're just gonna probably let him walk. And hopefully he gets a big deal from somebody because they're stupid, and we get like a 5th or 6th round pick back for him.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice. But look, Quinnen Williams is not traded for this year. He traded for next year and the next couple years. And I think he's showing you that he can anchor a defense. And I think that, being on a new team, being with Schottenheimer, being with a team that maybe can win, I think that's exciting to him. And I think he's excited to be here. I do think they're going to sign his brother in the offseason. You can book it. We're going to sign at least one free agent. It's going to be Quincy Williams, who's a linebacker for the Jets. And actually a pretty good linebacker.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Like, if you had him, and they apparently wanted to trade for him too at the deadline. If you traded for him, outside of Overshown, he might be your best linebacker. Like, not kidding there. Like right now, it's right now. But like outside of Overshown, he may be your second best linebacker.
Yeah, and I like what I saw out of Logan Wilson too.
Yeah, he looked fine.
Yeah.
Look, he's not. He was better a few years ago. He's regressed a little bit, but he's fine. He's
7th pick.
I think he's like a slightly better version of blanking. Sanborn.
Oh, I was gonna say on our team. Okay, yeah.
But
Yeah, no, he's better than Sanborn. And Murray had a good game, forcing interception. I mean,
and it's just Simone Rebel looked really good.
Rebel was awesome.
And so did Kalen Carson. So it's like, there you go. People forget about Carson. He looked great last year and he got hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe you have three corners that you like.
And Bland can play at his natural position.
In the slot, you put, because Rebel's an outside guy, Carson's an outside guy. You put Bland in the slot,
And then Diggs is probably gone.
Probably, but I think they can sign some depth. But the point is,
whatever, as long as they bring back Pickens.
Brady is up 2 now on you because you got one. I was up 2, and you got one back, and then I went up another one because I got you on the Seahawks Rams.
Yep.
So we're gonna pick this week. I do see a couple disagreements that might. Sorry, I'm getting like congested, which is why my voice sounds kind of nasally, and I'm sorry for that. Didn't want to go another week without an episode because we're not going to do an episode next week because next week is Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So we will not be here. And I don't want to go 3 weeks without an episode, so I felt like we had to do this one today. Bills at Texans, Chase. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Bills because obviously Stroud's still out. But look, Texans are the best defense in football. I think they're going to make the Bills struggle. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I'm going to take the Bills to come out with the W.
I agree. Interesting. Brian De La Cruz signed with the Phillies. Minor league deal.
Well, there's their new Adolis Garcia.
Vikings at Packers.
Packers.
I agree. Colts at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Really? Okay, so we are not disagreeing. I had the Chiefs too. I think this is a desperate team theory game. I think the Chiefs are desperate for a win, and I think they're going to beat. I think they're going to beat the Colts.
Yeah. They're home.
Jets at Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, pretty obvious them there. Jets are spiraling. Steelers at Bears.
Bears.
I agree. Patriots at Bengals.
Patriots, but it sounds like Joe Burrow might be back this weekend.
But I think Chase is out because he's spit on.
Wait, he's suspended. I mean,
Yeah.
I would still take
Chase-
the Patriots either way
Seth-
because of the Bengals defense.
Seth, and for new listeners, Seth, my best friend, he's been on the draft show a couple times. He's a Patriots fan. He texted me, was like, crap, Burrow might be out. And like 5 seconds later, was like, wait, Chase is getting suspended. Yes! Like, yes!
Yeah, I mean, Patriots.
Yeah, Giants at Lions. And the Giants, fired Daboll.
Yeah.
But kept Shine, and I don't understand that because why are you keeping the guy, but you're firing the coach? Daboll's going to go somewhere else, and he's going to be great. I think he's a great coach. I think he's not been set up for success with the Giants. I think that injuries and Daniel Jones screwed him over, but it's me.
I agree with all of what you just said.
Giants at Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, me out 100%. Seahawks at Titans.
Seahawks.
It's a get-right game for the Seahawks here. Jags at Cardinals.
Jaguars.
I agree. Browns at Raiders.
Browns.
That defense is going to get.
That's only what I'm basing
Yeah.
on. I know Shador's starting. I just think that
Raiders.
no, I just think because of that defense.
Yeah, let's talk about Shador because he's a big story, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, we have to talk about him. It's a 5th-round quarterback. It's like whatever, but it's Shador Sanders. We have to talk about him. Look, I mean,
I'm not going to judge him off of that game.
no, I'm not. But this is it.
This is the
you
game.
did all your talking and all your little wrist pumps and all that. Now's your chance. You can't be like, well, they didn't give him a fair shake. He's a 5th-round pick. You don't get fair shakes.
Yeah.
You get 1, maybe 2 chances before you're probably kicked out.
But now, he's going through practice.
It's a bad team. The Raiders are not a good team.
Yeah.
Like, here's a chance for you to show you have something. Something. And if you don't, you get first-team reps this week in practice. Don't expect him to be Patrick Mahomes, but if he can just look competent, that's good. You don't need him to look. I'm not, and I don't think any of his detractors, and I consider myself a detractor. I want him to succeed, but I don't think he will. I don't need to see Superman to change my opinion. But I need to see that he can be a competent NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
And if he can't, and he has not shown that yet, whether in the preseason or last week, he has not shown he has any pocket awareness. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and like, I love that someone was like, look, one of the Browns guys is like blocking his own guy. And the one of the guys we treated was like, yeah, guess who handles protections? It's the quarterback a lot of times. Sometimes the center. But we'll see what Shooter has. It'll be an interesting game.
Yep.
That game is actually at 3:05, so I won't be able to really watch it because the Cowboys, but I will keep up with it. Falcons at Saints. Kirk Cousins is starting. Kirko starting. Penix is out for the year. Look, we knew with Penix the injuries were a concern, and they're coming home to roost right now.
I'm actually going to take the Saints. Drake London's out. I'm going to take the Saints.
Wait, London's out?
London's out. So I'm going to take the Saints here.
I didn't know London was out.
Yeah. I know they got Bijan. I know they got Darnell Mooney.
I'm gonna stick with the Falcons,
Okay.
but I'm I didn't know London was out. I'm going to stick with my pick.
We'll
That's
have a
my fault.
disagreement here,
But
then.
Eagles at Cowboys. I'm taking Philly. I can't take us. I can't trust us. I can't trust us yet.
Yeah,
I just can't trust the Cowboys
I'm taking
yet.
the Cowboys.
Whoa.
I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys. At home,
Okay.
with a
Look,
defenses.
I'm telling you this right now.
pieces.
I'm telling you this right now. I think we. It's gonna sound weird. I think we will win, but I'm not picking.
No, I look.
Because for this, I cannot trust.
It's the Eagles. I mean, I can't.
I can't trust them yet.
Yeah.
Now, if I get this one wrong, I can trust them now. Bucks at Rams.
Rams.
This one I thought you might disagree, but I said Rams too. Panthers at Niners.
Niners.
Yeah. I think the Niners are just a more fundamentally sound team. They beat the Panthers because of that. Well, everybody, there's your game picks. I don't want to rush off too much, but I can feel my voice is starting to wane a little bit. I have to give a presentation. So we are going to go and end the episode here. Thank you all for listening. We will not be here next week, so you won't know our game picks for next week. Sorry.
We will text about it.
We'll text about it. We'll have it. And we should see you guys in